Hello and welcome to Alpha Point Archery. We're located here in Central Florida. We do everything from custom arrow builds to bow setup and repair. So this is the first video we're doing. The video is going to be about kinetic energy. We're going to test mainly 2 arrows, and I'm throwing in a third just for fun. So kinetic energy, it's constructed of 2 parts. Mass, which is weight, and velocity, which is the speed. So I've watched several videos and listened to people talk about kinetic energy. Half say weight is the most important part, the other half says speed. It's one of the greatest debates in archery. So in my opinion, I think the best of both worlds, having the right amount of speed with the right amount of weight, is important. So that's what we'll be testing out. So how am I going to test these? Well, the first thing is my 2 main arrows I'll be using is the eastern axis, the 5mm. Now this is one that I've been shooting and there's no added weight to it. It's just the standard axis arrow. So what I've done was I've taken a Carbon-Tech Cheetah. It's a lighter arrow. What I've done was added weight to the front end of it to make it the same weight as the eastern axis arrow. People talk about FOC. FOC, in my opinion, is important as well. Now people go to the extreme with it, which I don't believe you have to do. I think if anything that hurts it because it's too much weight added. So what I did with the Cheetah was I put 25 extra grains on the front end of it, brought it up to the same weight as the axis. Let's think about how an arrow impacts the target. When an arrow is flying through the air, hits the target or something hard, what happens is the arrow flex, just like it flexes when it comes off your bowstring. When that arrow flexes, you lose all the weight from the center of your arrow on back. You lose that in energy because of it flexing. So that's where the FOC comes in handy and makes a big difference. So taking the same weighted arrow with more weight on the front end compared to the other arrow that's just standard, no added weight, but still the same weight as the Carbon-Tech Cheetah, which one's going to carry the weight, maintain speed, and deliver more kinetic energy? That's our main goal. And just for fun, we're going to throw in this older arrow I have. It's a Carbon Express Mayhem. I loaded it down with weight. Want to see the speed and see what kind of kinetic energy we can get out of this arrow. So let's get these arrows weighed and start our info for the testing. Alright, so we're going to start here with the odd arrow, the Carbon Express Mayhem, that I loaded down with weight. Let me zero this out. And this arrow comes in at 846.1 grains. Now we're going to weigh the Easton axis, 5mm. And the weight comes in at 413 grains exactly. Last but not least, the Kinetic Cheetah. The Kinetic Cheetah comes in at 410 grains exactly. All right, so now we see we got the Easton axis and the Kinetic Cheetah within 3 grains of each other. So I've already figured out the FOC for each of these arrows. The Easton axis, the FOC on this arrow here is 10.7 FOC. The Kinetic Cheetah, the FOC is 12.1%. So it's 1.4% difference in FOC. How much of a difference is that going to make with the kinetic energy? I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. Let's head out to the range. So, what do I think about kinetic energy? I think I don't want to take away or fight about which one's is it weight, is it mass, or is it velocity? Which one's more important? For one, everyone has a different setup. My bow ain't going to shoot the same as everyone else's bow. I may not use my arrows for the same stuff other people want to use their arrows for. It's all in the setup and what you're going for. I truly believe that. Now, I like an all-around good arrow, some I can use to shoot 3Ds with, something to shoot, to practice shooting 80, 100 yards, as well as the arrow to hunt with. So that's kind of my goal for this test, was to get the most kinetic energy out of this arrow as I could. So to me, I think I would take the lightest shaft with the spine I need on it and add the weight to the front end of the arrow to get it between, I think the mass for the front half of the arrow for my setup should be between 400 and 450 grains. I think that's a honey spot for me, shooting 70 pounds. I don't like to go too heavy. Mass for me with the kinetic energy, it may make sense if I was just shooting, 15, 20 yards, just to hunt over a feeder or something like that. But to shoot an 800 grain arrow, 80, 100 yards, I don't think that'd be, I don't even know if I could do it with my sight. I'd have to aim 20 feet above the target. So all in all, I think you need to find that, for an all-around arrow, what I'm going for, you just need to find that perfect spot between your velocity and the mass of your arrow to get the most out of both. I really think that's the way to go, get the most kinetic energy and to be able to shoot what you want to shoot. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as the spine is extremely important. If you have too weak of a spined arrow, your arrow is going to flex so much coming off the bow, and if it flexes too much, it's going to look like a duck flying down range. It's not going to give you consistency for your shot. So I always like using a stiffer grain. Now, when you add weight to the front end of your arrow, that takes away from your spine and makes it weaker. So you got to keep that in mind. Just as if you add weight to the back end of your spine or of your arrow, it makes your spine stronger. So that's something to keep in mind. Like when you're looking at the chart and it says you're right on the borderline of shooting a 400 spine arrow to a 300 spine arrow, I always opt to go with the stronger spine. I'll post a picture of the results page at the end of the video for you to look over. We're going to have more videos coming out, whether it's hunting videos, tech videos, arrow building videos, so you can look forward to them. We hope you enjoyed the video. You can like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and you can check us out on Instagram. You can check our website out. We'll have them posted down at the bottom for you, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.